and client support staff, many of whom are paid, but many of whom aren't paid. So there's a huge team of volunteers as well that help out with our organisation and have built it to a service that I think we can all be proud of. And while we do have this fabulous centre, there's still a long way to go. We need to continue developing and building that team so that we can offer more services in the Eurobodalla, not only in Bateman's Bay but also further down the coast in Moruya and Narooma as well. So we will continue to ask for community support to make that vision a reality. So thank you to everyone out there that has contributed. I think everyone here has contributed in some way. And of course we wouldn't be here without the families of the Eurobodalla that need our services and support. We've had an amazing amount of support from families, and everyone that's come through the centre so far have really enjoyed it and feel like it's a welcoming, homely environment that they feel safe and secure and supported. So I think that needs to be acknowledged. So thank you to the families of the Eurobodalla, many of whom are here today. As gorgeous as this day is, I know half of you are standing there in the sun, so we'll try and get the next bit over pretty quickly. But just to give you a few ideas of what's happening today, in a moment I'll pass you on to Andrew Constance, and Andrew will give a speech, and then we'll have the cutting of the ribbon and cutting of the cake. And after that's done, we'll welcome you into the building for you to tour around at your leisure. There's some light refreshments available, so help yourselves. And you'll also find volunteers dotted throughout the building. They'll be there to give you an idea of what that particular space is used for. So please ask questions and enjoy yourselves. If in the case of an emergency we do have to evacuate, you can all gather again under that tree over there in the shade. But I'm sure that won't happen. There's plenty of toilets inside as well, so I think you'll be able to see those once you're in there if you need to use the amenities. So now I'd just like to pass on the mic to Andrew.
Well, g'day everybody, and can I just acknowledge country and pay my respects to others both past and present. Thank Rod for his welcome to country. This day is something which is very special. It's special for a number of reasons, but to what John said in terms of the history, and Kate also reflecting on the contribution that everybody's made who are before us, I think it's important to actually reflect on why we're here. And politicians can throw money at problems, but if our community cannot get right the supports required for our children, and particularly children with disability, where there has been enormous human rights breaches by our country for a very long time, then we need to all look in the mirror. And today's come about not because of politicians and government and everything else. It came about because Sal came to me with having a coffee and made one clear point, and that is that Frankie would have to travel to get occupational therapy, physio, speech as a little one. But not only have to travel hundreds of kilometres. And we have not got the supports, we haven't had the supports needed to help young lives with disability and their families be able to be part of our community. That's been fact, and that has gone on for generations, and it's time it stopped. And that's what Muddy Puddles signifies to me. It's about children with disability who need incredible support, and we have failed in the past. So I particularly want to thank Sally. It's never easy to turn up to an MP and start to pour out a very personal story, but that's what happened. And I think when you see just the number of families who have children with disability just requiring some of those fundamental supports early on in life, we now mean that our community has changed, and changed in a very significant way as of today. So I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you to John, the board, the committee, Kate, Sal, the Monados in particular, for what has happened, because it is something which is very, 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 very important and very, very special. And there'll be lives touched through Muddy Puddles in generations to come who will never know necessarily that history. But that's the reality. And I couldn't be more proud to see our community come together like it has to create something which is just so fundamentally important for our children. So thank you to everybody involved. And it is a very big, big thank you, because we couldn't do anything better than this in our community. We can build swimming pools and have arguments over 50 metres and 25 metres. We can do all that. Lizzie and I know that too well. And by the way, there's $51 million going into the pool now, as of today. But that's an aside. We can build bridges. We can do all of these things. And that's what we've done on that. Could I also acknowledge the council? They worked through a process with Muddy Puddles. I mean, Anne and I obviously went and got a lot of money in terms of grant money, but there's more to this, as it was said. This has got to be ongoing support from one of the ultimate things to achieve alongside the community, and thank you for everything you've done.